Hi guys, welcome back to the Scrap Zone. I'm Julie and welcome back to my 52 weeks project. Let's finish off the month of June. So we've got 4 sketches here for the month of June and I'm going to complete this one right here, but because we have 5 weeks in the month of June, I'm going to do this one twice and it's going to go in the middle of my book as a double page spread. So I've gone ahead here and I've pre-cut all of my pieces, and I'm going to show you how these two come together very nicely. So the first thing you're going to notice is that I didn't follow my sketch. I added 2 photos here because I didn't want to add another flip flap. We're getting at the end of the book and it's getting pretty bulky, so I was trying to minimize on the bulk. So I changed the format of the photos because I did have 2 photos to document for week 25. So I'm going to add these strips right here, and I've got some pattern paper and I mixed it up with the wood grain paper because that one matches pretty much any paper suite that we have. And then I'm going to add these little strips of cardstock. Now again, I didn't follow my sketch. I thought that was a little bit too much, so I just decided to go with the 1, and I think that it looks really nice with the pattern paper that I have and the photos. And I also wanted to add journaling here. These are great. They're usually used as a sentiment, but I find that for the format that we're working with, they are absolutely great for titles. So I really liked that I'm using those in these layouts. And this one here was an awesome find. So again, in my leftover wood grains, I found this little maple leaf and I thought that it would just look really great on my page. Another thing that I've been doing quite a bit lately is I've been using this thin cut to do all of my journaling. I did go ahead and I ink distressed all of the cut pieces with mink ink, and I kind of skipped through that because you kind of know how to do that. And now let's put this layout together. I'm going to make sure I'm going to leave myself a little bit of space with my glue so that I can sneak my little tag right underneath that photo mat. So we're going to line these up right to the base of the page. And this layout, like, there's not a lot of pattern paper, as you can see. I did use a mink cardstock on the light side and for the base page, and I find that that looked really, really nice. So we're just going to add those strips, and this one here, it's tight at the bottom, and then I just gave it a little tilt at the top, and that's going to be hidden with this little strip here. Now this is a tiny little strip, and I'm using double-sided adhesive, and I probably should have used liquid glue, but it's kind of running low on it. So it's not always a good choice of glue. As you can see, it kind of oozed on the side, so I kind of just run my finger on both sides of the cut edge and I just remove that. It does work in a pinch. So here I'm looking at both of my layouts because I want to make sure that those 2 journaling tags are not at the same level, like there's a little bit of a flow between the left side and the right side. So I'm going to add my photo, and you could see here that I also mixed up the 3x4 and the 3x3 photos. I just did a bit of a flip and it looks really good. So this is just that one sketch and I absolutely made it work for my layout. So I'm going to add this pattern paper piece right here. Exactly the same as what I did on the other side. I'm just going to square it off on the edge of the page. I'm leaving like a 1/4 inch from the top, bottom, and the edge of the page. And then I'm going to add this nice piece right here, which is the wood grain. And I'm going to do the same thing. I was toying with kind of tilting it to the left or to the right. And then I just thought I would mimic the same thing. Sometimes when you do similar things on both pages, it just kind of makes everything work nicely on a double page layout. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap at the top, or space I should say, and then that piece of cardstock, which is sapphire, is just going to go right on top of that. So I don't know about you guys, but Canada Day this year was not celebrated the way that it normally is. I live in our nation's capital, and we are usually treated to quite a celebration. But this year, it's our second pandemic Canada Day, and we could go out and celebrate with other people, but it wasn't that kind of year. It was a year for reflection and trying to be a proud Canadian and understanding our past so that we can build a better future. So kind of a lot going on this Canada Day, but you know what? We were treated to those awesome snowbirds. I'm perfectly located in the city, and those guys go all the way downtown over Parliament Hill, and they kind of loop around here in the East End, and we see them. So these were right in my backyard. So my husband was super stoked about that. And you know what? It's not Canada Day here without seeing the snowbirds come around town, and they always come out at around noon, and it's always impressive. The other impressive thing was that this teenager completed grade 10. It wasn't an easy year for her, but she did it. So I'm very proud of her, and hopefully next year we can go back and be with friends at school and enjoy that a little bit more. So here is the completion of week 25. Big congratulations to my kiddo here. And then week 26, which brings us halfway through this project. So let's quickly here look at the summary page for the month of June, which is a full page this month because like March, we had 5 weeks. So it's a full page, and you know what? It actually looks really good at the end of the book to finish off the entire volume 1 with a full page at the back, and I'll show you that a little bit later in the video. I'm not sure if you remember week 22. I actually used a mix-in pattern paper here for my base page, and I really like the way that turned out, but I only had enough to do 2 pages, so I brought it back here at the end, and I did print my journaling on it. So this is how I do it. I print first on just a white piece of printer paper, and I do a frame, and then I place the pattern paper or cardstock that I want to print. I make sure to delete that frame, and then I go again and I run it in and I print directly on whatever I want to do, whatever cardstock or pattern paper. I tack it down, as you can see here, with washi tape, and it works like a charm every single time. So here I've got my summary for the month of June. I'm going to add a little bit of distressing here just to kind of match the whole feel of that entire month. And also, like, you see the little top of the corner that was ripped a tiny little bit from the washi tape, so it hides all sins. So let's get to this stamp set here. Now, it didn't really match the feel of my month of June, but I wanted to use, of course, the month of June, and good vibes only, that was a good thing. Lazy Days of Summer, I'll probably end up using that in July, and I'll definitely be interchanging some of these images throughout the summer. I'm going to add my little piece here, and this was stamped in sapphire ink. And then same thing here, and I did a little bit of fussy cutting, and I'm going to use that as a decorative element. So I did use toffee ink on all of those pieces. And we're just going to add that to that half page. And I really like this half page because if you're not journaling a lot throughout the book, you can consistently put down just a few things that the family was doing or that you were doing, or just a little bit of documentation. And I think that it's nice, it's easy, and it sums it all up. So I'm going to add my pattern paper pieces here, and I was looking again at trying to match something. I'm trying to keep a common look and feel, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm going to pull out this sticker sheet because I have tons of images on here, and this one here was really cute. So it's a lavender bucket, and I'm thinking good vibes. Yep, that works, definitely. And I pulled a few of those little branches and I think it looks good. It's not exactly the same as the other ones, but for me, this worked out really nicely. Now, after looking at my sticker sheet, I probably could have used these borders, but I didn't use them, so they might work for you. There's no page that is complete without a little bit of bling, and I'm using here the Bluebell glitter gems, and I just felt that it looked really, really nice. So let's look at this book together. Week 23 here, week 24, 25, 26, and then we have our back page. See how that really finishes off the book nicely? Now, it's pretty thick, I have to admit, but I haven't gone completely over those rings. And that's like your point of no return. If you are over the opening of those rings, you really are going to have problems with your book. It's pretty full, but I'm really happy with it. So we're going to start the month of July with volume 2. I'm going to need another book. And I'm going to have fun over the summer documenting my stories. Now here's the completed look for the month of June. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me, and I really hope that you're still crafting with me, because this is a really important story to tell. Thank you so much, and have yourself a fantastic day.